Yes, please.
What's the problem? What's the problem? What's the problem?
Someone killed my parents.
Pardon me?
Someone killed my parents.
Are they still there?
Yes.
The people...
No.
Were they shot?
Hey, man,
Were they shot?
yes.
They were shot?
Yes.
102 was shot. 722 North Illinois.
What happened? Hey, stay there, man.
I have a hysterical person on. I'm trying to get things further. Other units responding.
Joseph Lyle Menendez was born in New York City on January 10, 1968. He then moved to Princeton, New Jersey with his family. Lyle is the eldest son of the Menendez family. Soon after, the family moved again for their father's business in Hollywood, thus ending up in Southern California in 1986. Lyle was accepted to Princeton University, an Ivy League school in New Jersey. After not even a year there, Lyle was suspended for a year for committing plagiarism. Eric Galen Menendez was born on November 27, 1970 in Blackwood, New Jersey. He was a very shy and quiet teenager. Eric seemed to grow up in the shadow of his little brother Lyle. Eric also got into major trouble in which he was caught twice for burglary charges in 1988. He created a play that interested him, in which a son murders their wealthy parents, which is quite the coincidence after all. Mary Kitty Menendez was born on October 14, 1941 in Oak Lawn, Illinois. She grew up in a home where her father was physically abusive. She ran from home and never spoke to her father again. Kitty attended Southern Illinois University in Carbondale, Illinois. Here she met her husband, Jose Menendez. Jose Menendez was born in Havana, Cuba, on May 6, 1944. His family at the time was not the wealthiest, until both their parents became professional athletes. At 16, a young Jose left Cuba to start a new life in America. In high school, he was very successful, winning a myriad amount of athletic awards and academic awards, but could not afford an Ivy League university. As he met Kitty at Southern Illinois University, Carbondale, they married in 1964. Post-college, Jose passed the CPA exam and became a widely successful businessman, eventually becoming an RCA executive in Hollywood. On August 20th, 1989, the family's life changed forever. As Jose and Kitty were watching TV in their living room, they were shot to death. Kitty had 10 gunshot wounds and Jose had 5. The crime scene photos were gruesome at least. When Lyle and Eric returned home, they claimed to have found their parents shot to death at around midnight. Lyle then made the 911 call to authorities. Authorities then responded to the crime shortly after the call was placed. The boys stuck to their story about being out at the movies when the crime occurred. The authorities, although, didn't test Eric and Lyle for bloodstains or gunshot residue at the time. As the police investigated further, they figured that there is definitely something up with the brothers and their corroborating stories. Eric at the time was 18 years old and was seeing a psychiatrist named L. Jerome Oziel. Eric put a lot of trust in Oziel, in which Eric confessed to him that him and his brother has committed the notorious crime. Oziel at the time was having an affair with one of his patients named Junalon Smith. While breaking patient privilege, he told Junalon of the tape sessions with Eric of the confession. After news broke by Junalon to the Beverly Hills PD, the boys were arrested and charged with first-degree murder. Lyle and Eric were defended by Leslie Abramson, a well-known criminal defense attorney. The boys confided in her about anything and everything. While telling their story, the boys brought up a motive to Abramson, in which they killed their parents in self-defense. Lyle and Eric claimed that they were being sexually abused throughout the household by their mother and their father. It all started when Eric was 8 years old and Lyle was 12. They claimed that the assault didn't stop till 2 days before the murder. On the prosecution side, they argued that the brothers shot their parents in cold-blooded murder to get $14 million of their fortune. A fact to support this suspicion was the fact that the brothers spent over $700,000 on Rolexes and new cars post-murder. The jury then deliberated for 2 days and at first became deadlocked, so as a result, Judge Stanley M. Weinsberg decided to declare a mistrial. The next trial then occurred in August of 1995 through March of 1996. In this trial, Lyle and Eric testified about the myriad amounts of sexual assault. The jury of 12 had to deliberate either guilty of manslaughter or guilty of murder in the first degree. A key part of evidence for the prosecution was Dr. Oziel's tapes in which Eric and Lyle confessed, but said nothing about the sexual assault on those tapes. The defense argued that if the tapes were permissible in court because they claimed it violated patient privilege, Judge Weisberg demanded the tapes be shown to the jury. As a result, the jury deliberated for 5 days and then came up with a guilty verdict of first-degree murder and life in prison without parole for the brothers. Menendez brothers are now in their 50s and located in different prisons. Eric is at Richard J. Donovan Correctional Facility in California and married his prison pen pal, Tammy Sakomen, in 1997. Lyle is located in Mule Creek Prison in California and has been married twice since. He gave an interview on ABC about the abuse and the killings. Today, the brothers still keep in close touch, besides being in different prisons.